There was some sort of
just gonna say that.
Okay, something happened. I'm sorry, everyone, but we are now live. So some sort of notification on there that I didn't notice because I was getting excited about drinking beer. So anyhow, I'm Kristin, publisher of Sip Magazine. We've got Erin James over there with her Single Hill shirt, her swag. We cracked open one of these beers before we brought everybody else on, but everybody, beers up.
Cheers up. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
We've got Zach and Ty, co-owners and head brewer for Single Hill, and Ty is just back from paternity leave, so congratulations on that. And we've got Doug, one of the co-owners of Zeeks Pizza, that we all got to try beer together before we stumbled upon this little beauty. So thanks for joining us, you guys. And for everyone who didn't hear me before, I'm so sorry, but
we were quite live.
Today is the official launch of our first ever, for Sip, our first ever collaboration beer or collaboration beverage for that matter. And today it's available in all Zeeks locations. So order up a pizza, get a 4-pack. I think you can get a growler too, right, Doug?
And growler.
And growler.
I know this glass says Fremont, but this is a huge glass. It is full of Lateral A.
I love it. That's awesome. Very cool.
Awesome.
Well, let's talk about why we even did this together. And I mean, first of all, everybody else did anybody that's listening and tuning in right now, did you guys get a chance to get any of this delicious beer? We'd love to hear what you have to think about or what you have to say about it. And if you like it, any feedback is very welcome.
I have to say, I stopped by the West Seattle Zeeks location today to drop off some magazines, but I also came in and got to try a tiny bit at very safe distance of the draft beer, or the beer on draft, and it's so good. And I'm so excited that it's available on draft and in cans. And the cans was kind of a last minute pull together that Zach and Ty made happen, and Andrew and everybody at Single Hill. And how long these were done in what, like 27 hours. It was done super fast.
A little bit than that, yeah.
And
we wouldn't have been if we hadn't had to shut everything down for a virus.
Yeah. Can you explain the label and what it means to you guys?
Yeah, so the label is actually, it's based on reality. So Lateral A is a road down in Toppenish, which is a smaller town in the Yakima Valley between Yakima and Sunnyside. And the label itself is a map of the area. Right down the center behind our logo is the actual road, Lateral A. And down along the bottom there, if you're local, the lowest line is Branch Road. So it's basically a satellite image like we traced and turned into a label.
Yeah, if you're done, peel off the label, and it's just like a rectangular satellite image, aerial image of the actual lower valley, where a lot of those breeding programs happen.
Well, we were talking about talking to Kendall yesterday of Washington Beer Blog about the collaboration, and I was basically saying like Lateral A is like the highway to heaven, you know, like all the beautiful hop farms and everything. So.
Yeah, it's the first place that I went to when I came to Yakima back in 2012. I was here on a road trip while taking a lot of time off from work, and ended up on Lateral A going down to Peralt Farms and spending a few days there, actually in their Single Hill fields with Jaime and Jace, a couple guys who work for him. So that was my first experience here. So getting to name a beer after is pretty perfect.
Yeah, good job on that one, Zach. That's all Zach's doing.
And also the genesis of the brewery's name itself, right?
Yeah, it's named after those Single Hill fields at Peralt Farms, which are part of Yakima Tea branches. Yeah, it's been part of my story in Yakima the whole time, and it was the inspiration for the brewery's name and a lot of the way in which we brew here too.
That's awesome. So, Doug, beer is such a huge part of Zeek's mission statement, philosophy, everything. Like, why is beer such an important part of Zeek's program?
Well, I'll be honest. I come at it from the beer drinking end. You definitely you want Single Hill making your beer. We're cool people to drink beer with, but we don't know how to make it. But we do know how to hang with cool people who are way into what they do.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Everything about Zeeks was based on beer. We tried, the origin of Zeeks started when Tom and I were drinking beer in Whitefish, Montana. 1992. We decided, we're going to open a pizza place there. We quit our jobs. We moved there and realized that the only way to serve beer there was to buy an existing liquor license, which at the time was going for about $100,000, and we had $20,000. So everything that Zeeks has ever done has been around drinking beer together, and that's how we figure stuff out. And so it was inevitable that you get this many good craft beer guys, and you get people as good at drinking beer as the Zeeks crew. Well, we had to hook up at some point. That's our beer story. It's pretty simple. We like drinking it. So, and we like sharing the stoke with anybody else who wants to do it. And this is beer heaven up here. And
for sure.
And the fact that the hops that make this heavenly beer are from right where Zach and Ty are standing. That's rad.
Yeah.
I
I am also from Eastern Washington, so that was another thing. Grew up in Tri-Cities, and spent all my time over in Eastern Washington. So it was also kind of important to me to go on the other side of the mountains to start with this little collaboration. So it's really awesome.
Can we go back to the hops and talk about the experimental hops and what makes a hop experimental? To Zach,
and what is it not experimental?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the name Single Hill goes back to hop breeding, and a single hill refers to a single hop plant. They grow in hills, sort of, and that's where the roots are. And then from there, the variety grows up. And a single hill field is basically a field with thousands of individual hop plants. Each one is totally different and unique. They're the result of a unique cross. And then from there, the breeder selects the ones that he thinks have great potential to be a good variety of hops. And one plant eventually will become the entire variety. They just keep cutting the roots up until you have thousands of acres planted on them. So these hops, in the Lateral A, they still have numbers. They're not named. They're not commercially released. And they're 586 and 692. Those are their little serial numbers. And they come from the Hop Breeding Company, which is based in Yakima, as part of Haas and part of Yakima Sheep Ranches. They both breed these hops. And so they're late stage, so there's several acres of them available, and that's about it. And we've been playing with 692 for probably about 2 years now. A lot of brewers have gotten a chance to use 692, and it's probably the most likely to be released soon. And it's super punchy, has a really, really intense aroma that cuts through a beer. It can really dominate. You can always smell it. It can take over a beer, usually in a good way, but it's very intense and pretty unique for that.
At what point does a hop actually get named? I mean, it went from that. I mean,
yeah.
Explain.
When the breeding company decides it has a place in the portfolio, I think that's one of the main challenges right now. Is there are a lot of nice hops out there, so they're trying to find varieties that are unique enough. Like another color in your palette, not just another like shade of blue, but something that is distinctly between blue and green, whatever. So there's that. It's got to be unique and distinct. Brewers have to like it. It has to have some commercial legs, and then the farm has to like it. It has to have good agricultural properties. So it's proven out over years. They say it's like a 10-year process to breed a variety. So the last several years of that are just growing it in larger and larger scales and kind of seeing whether or not it's going to work for the farmer. And then as it gets harvested after several years, it has consistent yields and consistent aroma and flavor. And then brewers can make a beer that they like and they can sell. So the the breeding companies really do like to spend some time making sure it's going to be viable before they expand it and give it a name and make it something that brewers can count on being available.
So John is asking, a 692, can you tell us what parent it was from?
Yeah, it's a daughter of Sabro, which is another pretty recent variety with a really intense aroma in that same way that 692 has a really intense aroma that cuts through and can really layer on top of other hops. Sabro is also a really nice hop. So anyway, 692 is a daughter of that.
Awesome.
A lot of that primary research too comes during harvest, or typically right at the beginning of harvest, when a lot of the brewers from breweries from all over the world really rain down into Yakima. The farms and from the breeding companies will invite them in, and there's a lot of rub and sniff, as you call it. But rub and sniff on the different numbered hops, the new hops up and coming, just to get that perspective, the brewer's perspective on the aroma and potential flavor profiles.
Major hop we use 586. You mentioned that at least. Actually, there's more 586 in this beer than 692, partly because 692 can be so intense. We found it's a good complement. 586 is really tropical and stone fruit, a lot of like creamy peach going on. It's a pretty amazing hop. We're enjoying it a lot, and it's a little bit harder to come by than 692 at the moment. Maybe a little.
I even think like if somebody that wasn't a huge beer connoisseur tasted this beer, they might even potentially think that there was some sort of adjunct in it, because it is just so, like, there's just so much going on with it. It's a insanely balanced beer, but there's just like, there's so much flavor. There's that hop aroma is amazing. And again, like, I know you're using local malts too, which the malt build on this is just totally on point. So yay. Obviously, I'm very excited about this beer.
Good, I'm glad. We're enjoying it too. Looks like Doug's happy with it.
Well, I was going to say, as I come at this from the beer drinker only angle.
Yeah.
There's just this. There's this sweetness in there that, and I'm and I don't know how'd you pull this off? It's isn't quite right. It's not. And I like the bitterness of your traditional hoppy IPA, but it's really smoothed out. But it wasn't done by over malting. There's just this. There's layers of flavor, and like I could see drinking a lot of these on a hot day even. Which normally I'm not gonna go beer after beer after beer of an IPA on a hot day, just the way I drink. But
well, it does come in at a nice 7% ABV, so that
doesn't taste like it.
That'll sneak right up on you.
I'll just sleep right under my desk here tonight.
Well, we have to do another dockside tasting at our office again when the weather starts to warm up a bit, because that was just so much fun getting together, and it was a good time.
We also have a parking lot that allows us to sit 6 feet apart.
Yes.
With one central beer area in the middle.
Yep.
So we
had space.
What's that?
There's a lot of, you have a big dock there too. There's a lot of outdoor space.
Oh yeah, we fully social distance there, no problem. Andrew's asking, how did you pull it off, Zach? Oh, Andrew, Single Hill,
also from Single Hill.
So, Andrew is our rep. He's probably actually driving. Hopefully, he pulled over somewhere.
Yeah,
but he went to Tacoma to drop off beer at Zeeks today, and then I think all the way as far north as Linwood, drop off some more. He's been on the road since early.
I did that route yesterday with the magazine, so that was fun. I literally got a pizza at my last location, which was Linwood, and drove around, still delivering beer and magazines with pizza in hand. So it was awesome.
Well, it made it. I got this with my. I had to order. to get this growler in Washington State to deliver beer, you have to get a pizza too. So I got this pizza, and then I got this magazine with it.
So awesome.
And I got this beer with it. It was ridiculous.
And at this point, that's basically the only way that you can get that spring issue anymore, because we are now, after doing this collaboration and everybody getting to get a copy of it when you order pizza and that beer, we are out. We are out. So I was joking yesterday that this is seriously probably going to become a collector's edition, because we literally have one box left for everything. So
okay, one more. We got a question on who designed the label, and I think it was in-house at Single Hill, right?
Yeah, it's that guy Andrew who's just asking me how I pulled it off.
Okay.
mostly me and Andrew. Andrew, I worked with his sister to do some of the graphics behind it, and then we finished it up late one evening.
Early one morning.
Yeah,
we appreciate you guys giving us 17 hours to approve it. Just kidding.
Yep.
It was great.
Well, we're learning about how to do
emailed you about it. Oh, sorry.
We're learning about how to do labels and how to do canning, because it's completely new for us, the workflow and lead times. Yeah, it's a hustle.
When we were all originally talking about doing this, and canning really wasn't even on the table at that point, just because you guys weren't even canning at that time. And so at what point did you say, like, was it during, like having to kind of do this whole pivot during COVID in deciding that's, you got to do it now, or you're going to kind of.
Yeah, it was about a week into the quarantine, to the stay-at-home order, where we had converted to selling everything in crowlers. We were fortunate to have a machine that helps us fill them really efficiently, but it was still really difficult to keep up with that process. And we sat down as a team about 6 days in and said, hey, should we start canning? And I went ahead, tentatively booked a craft canning, a mobile canner, to come and fill some cans for us. And everybody said, yeah. And then we sat down another day, probably the next day, and brainstormed labels for several hours. Basically came up with the general template, and from there I just sent 3 more off today. So in the last 6 weeks, we've designed and we packaged like 9 beers, 9 different brands. I think we've designed 12 to 15 different labels. So the pipeline is filling up quickly, and it's fun. It's interesting. It's a heck of a lot more than the simplicity of pouring beer over your bar.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Packaging's a totally different ball game. So, quick question for Doug: which Zeeks should you order from in the Wallingford neighborhood?
Right. Well, if you're picking up, go up to Finney Ridge. But if you're having us bring it to you, just go to zeekspizza.com and we'll figure out the fastest Zeeks that'll get it there.
Okay, you guys, I emailed you about it with 0 warning, more like an hour-long warning. We're gonna do some beer trivia.
Oh shit!
Well, the worst thing is I don't know any of these either, and I could have looked at these questions before. I guarantee I'm not going to know any of this. But this is not just for us; it's for everybody that's on here with us. We want to see your answers.
Everybody watching, we got some beer nerds on. I know there's lots of guys.
Okay, all right, let's go.
Lots of beer nerds watching, excited about it. Play along. Joel, Debbie, who's my mom, Melissa, Kevin Miller, John Orchard. If Andrew's still watching, he can participate. I hope you guys are ready. There are a couple that I'm going to exclude Zach from, and probably
specifically.
Yeah,
so
good.
Battle between Doug and Kristin. But
all the viewers, we're waiting for them.
No, viewers can do it too. It's like probably Zach and Ty definitely know at least a couple of the answers. Okay.
Is that Joel Vandenbrink out there?
That is Joel Vandenbrink out there. He is a regular watcher.
Wow. He's a real watcher.
All right. Question number 1. What country? Oh, shoot. Oh, no, that's right. What country is the oldest still functioning brewery located in?
Czechoslovakia.
This is okay. Anybody else?
I wouldn't even know.
Think like old. I mean, okay, it is Europe.
I would
Belgium?
say like Germany,
Anyone else?
Belgium,
I'm not saying
Belgium.
these answers are wrong. I'm also
Ireland. Danny says
I was trying to think of a place that wasn't bombed in World War II.
Belgium. I would say that's what's my guess.
Winner.
I realize now I should have you guys write these down first.
Yeah, okay, I
and
got
then we
that.
can show you.
Who won?
Wait, hold on. Doug, Ty, and Zach, do you guys have access to paper to write your answers on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Okay. The answer is Germany.
Oh, I said that. I won.
You won. You did
One
it.
for me, one for Kristin. Down.
It is the,
Have fun.
here's some beautiful German for you. Kloster Wehen-Stefan. It's a Benedictine monastery in the town of Wehen-Stefan. And it is, it's been functioning since 1040, which is pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Question 2. Which statement is accurate? Again, actually, this might be a battle between Kristin and Doug, and you viewers. Which statement is accurate? A. Ferment at warmer temperatures with yeast on top. B. Lagers ferment at warmer temperatures with yeast on top.
Well, I know this. Do you want me to write it down or say
Yes.
it?
Don't yell it out. C.
Okay.
Both ales and lagers ferment at the same temperature from the top. D. Both ales and lagers ferment at the same temperature from the bottom. Nerd alert.
Oh my gosh. Did everybody even see what the C and D were after that? Because they're just all going with A and B, and I just don't trust them.
A and B.
Let's.
C and D.
I would say, oh my gosh, you guys, I am not. I'm going to go with.
I like this. I like this. Yeah.
Do I have to show my answer?
Please do.
Oh, okay.
Is that a blank page?
Well, I wrote it small. I thought we were keeping.
You-
It's gonna be a,
Yeah.
I'm going to go this one. This could be A though too. So
Zach and Ty, what is your guess?
I wasn't really listening.
you said Zach was
The
excluded.
answer is A. Ales ferment at warmer temperatures with yeast on top, whereas lagers ferment cooler from the bottom.
This guy.
Okay.
Right.
Number 3. Oh, wait, wrong one.
Wait, what was the answer?
It was A.
Yeah, see, that was an A.
You got it. I hope you guys are doing an honor system of keeping your own scores. Question 3, which is not a style of beer. Here's some more beautiful German for you by me. Roggenbier, Rauchbier, Grodziskie, or D, they're all styles of beer.
Ugh, I hate it when they do the D. They're all, that's not fair. I'm going to say,
Which is not a style of beer. Roggenbier, I don't know. B, Rauchbier C, Grodziskie, or D, they're all styles of beer.
I already had this written and I feel pretty strong about it. D.
I like this comment from Andrew. You can do anything if you believe in it.
What does yours guys say? C.
Schedule for next week.
All right, the answer is D. They're all styles of beer.
Yeah.
So what's
Okay.
it? Grod?
Let's do a collab Grodziskie.
Noted. It's on the
I have
schedule.
absolutely no idea what it is. All right, this is an easy one. What are the 4 main ingredients in beer? This is not multiple choice.
I know. Can I just go?
Do it.
Water, yeast, hops, malt.
Yay!
I'll just do.
Kristin,
All right,
That
another
was my sister on her master brewer's license now.
Here's question number 5. What is the study of beer? A. Sudsology. B. Zythology. C, Zymosiology, or D, Brewtology?
I'm going to give people a little minute to answer, because I also like to steal some of their answers. The people I feel pretty strong about, I'll go with their answers on here. But I think what Andrew says, no, they're gross. I'm not quite sure which ones he's referencing to, but probably one before. Okay.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go with B, Zythology. Oh, no, that's not right. C is right, because there's that magazine that's Zymology or something.
Do you guys have a guess?
Everybody's saying C. Just give it to us.
The answer is B, Zythology.
Oh, that's B too.
Because zythos is beer in Greek, and ology or logos is study in Greek.
I swear I did not look at this before, and I'm so shocked at how good I'm doing. It's insane.
I just hope you guys are impressed by my German and Greek pronunciation, because I know it's spot on.
You're killing it.
Woo. Okay, question 3. Or wait, beer. Where and when were India Pale Ales created? And I would need the country and the century.
Portland, Oregon, about 25 years ago.
Yeah, correct.
Century.
No, that's good too. Maybe 1800s. India, 1800s. 19th century. Oh, we're getting pretty vague with this one.
India. Yeah. Ship around the horn. Put extra hops in it so it would make it. Working.
Okay.
Tried that though. It's gross.
You guys ready over in Yakima?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, please.
I'm always terrible with history and dates, but places I'm pretty good with, especially with a freaking IPA. Come on. Durr.
Well,
okay. Game on.
Okay. What is your guess? I saw the other two.
Oops, sorry. I was trying to get that one off. Okay.
Hold it up. Oh, wait.
7.
The right country. Wow. The right country, but John Orchard is our winner on this question with England and the 19th century.
That's all right.
So, fun fact, if you didn't know, IPAs were first developed when English brewers in the early 19th century were looking for a way to export their traditional ales to India. So not from India, but to India. So the addition of the extra hops helped to preserve the beer for the long journey.
That's what it is.
Knowledge.
I know I knew a sliver of that.
All right, question 7. This is out of 10, just so you guys know. You don't have to hurt too much longer. In ancient Peru, the first commercial brewers were operated by the elite and the noble. These brewers were also A, left-handed, B, vegan, C, women, or D, chemists.
Oh!
All of the above.
I know that the women were the chemists, I think, over there. That's
okay. The answer is C, women. They were also, if they were beautiful and of an elite and noble class, they were allowed to brew. And those were the brewers.
Solid.
Yeah, women. Okay. Question 8. Beer was first available in bottles in 1850. In what year was it first available in cans?
Ooh.
A, 1935.
Look at D.
1892. C, 1945. Or D, that's supposed to be 1912. 1935, 1892, 1945, or 1912.
Don't look at that.
Yeah, seems fair. Okay.
The answer is A, 1932.
Running out of our
Is that
postcards.
aluminum or steel? I'm just curious.
What's that?
Is that aluminum or tin or steel? Like, what did they put it in?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Oh, aluminum. That was really ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would be anything that costs a lot of money. All right. Question number 9. What Greek philosopher said, "He is a wise man who invented beer"?
well, I know this one,
Do
but
you?
I'm not even going to put it up there until.
It's got to be Socrates.
Okay, you guys, put them in your comments because I'm about to school ya.
This is fun and I don't have to do it.
What? Oh, that's a good one too.
Kristin is correct. It was Plato.
Oh, what was yours? What were you going to do, Ty? Show us. Just for funsies.
Socrates.
Yeah, see, that's a good.
I'm sure Plato just learned that one from Socrates.
Yeah.
Probably. Most likely.
All right, guys, our last question. And now you get to listen to me try and say this word. Cenosillicaphobia is a beer-related phobia. What is it the fear of? A, your drinking mate's spit. B, the blowing of a keg. C, an empty glass. Or D, being too drunk to drive to more beer.
That's just. Oh, I will wait. Let's give everybody a hot minute since this is the last question. And by the way, everybody that's on, if you want to ask, either Doug from Zeeks a question or the guys from Single Hills, Zach and Ty, throw it in there because we'll get to those right next.
I think I have this, and that's why I'm answering this. Like, I think I have a fear of empty glass.
I mean, that's a real phobia. I've had it before.
You guys all got it right.
That shit is not happening here either.
No.
I'm refilling now because I'm
I even have a backup beer just in case I get through this one before this is over. I mean, this is serious business. Somebody's got to cook dinner after this. I don't know who, but not me.
Thank you guys all so much for playing along. That was way too much fun for me to come up with at 4:15 today.
Hold on, that follow at Zeeks, it's actually missing an S, but it's follow at Zeeks Pizza.
Well,
probably my fault. Don't worry. Spelling is hard.
Problem solved.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the Bennett. Who's
Yeah.
This is near and dear to you guys.
Yeah, it is. So La Casa Hogar is an organization in Yakima that mostly benefits Latinas in the Yakima Valley for education, empowerment, citizenship. They do some childcare for kids whose parents might be attending classes and things there. Pretty close with some of the people that work there, and this beer benefits them in some way through Zeeks, through proceeds of the beer as it's being sold. One of the other things that La Casa is doing right now, and kind of why it came to the top of the list as this beer project evolved, is they also are running an emergency fund for people who are affected by COVID-19 in the Yakima Valley. One of the challenges of being an undocumented person in the Yakima Valley is you're not eligible for any of the federal or state programs in a lot of cases that have helped people who are out of work because of businesses being shut down or changes in work or changes in schools and all those things. So something else that La Casa is trying to do, along with another organization in Sunnyside, which I cannot remember their name right now, unfortunately.
Inspire?
No. It's very similar to La Casa Hogar, but this is Sunnyside like counterpart. They're doing that in partnership for the emergency fund.
That's not what I meant to do.
But yeah, La Casa Hogar, they do great work in Yakima Valley, and a lot of the people many people who work on farms are Latino, and many of them are part of the community that's supported by La Casa Hogar.
And this relief fund puts like literal cash in hand for them to be able to get the care that they need, and it's so important right now because Yakima's been hit, not to take us down, but Yakima Valley's been hit pretty heavily by COVID. So this is something that is obviously impacting all of us right now. And the fact that we're able to use this as a way to give back to those people that work on these farms, that work on these hops, that help make this beer what it is a pretty incredible full circle that we're excited to be a part of. Yeah.
Yeah, without those workers, I mean, they're, the ones that, help get food on our tables, and beer in our glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in Yakima, it's nearly, I think it's 48% Latino population here. 60 now. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
In the county. Okay. Yeah. So, it's really important. It's near and dear to us. Me growing up in the Valley, like I've got a lot of great friends who grew up with parents as migrant workers, and to be able to contribute to something like that is, it really hits home for us, and it brings it full circle and really makes us feel very good about brewing and building community here.
It's you guys really hooked this whole thing up with a cool cause. Whether your drink is beer or wine, or if you like eating vegetables or meat, the community that you've selected to support is at the center of all of it. So yeah. Nice job. Thank you.
Yeah. Kudos to you guys. And thank you for choosing us to be partners. I mean, I think that Brew Public did a write-up about us, about the collaboration. They were like, well, you see it generally with other breweries doing collaborations together, but you rarely see it with a print publication. And I just thought that was kind of interesting. And I don't know why we aren't doing more of this. And I hope that this is kind of a kickoff to, being able to do a lot more of this, and, connecting with different charities, connecting with different partners like Zeeks and Single Hill, and continuing on with this collaboration tradition. Because we all need each other right now, and I think that that's what works with us, is that we kind of all have very similar thoughts and beliefs about our company, and quality and all of that stuff. And so I think it was just a perfect collaboration.
It was. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We're clocking into almost 40 minutes, so we'll cut out of here. But we've had so much fun with all of our viewers tonight, and loved playing trivia. Love drinking this beer. Love eating the 10-inch mini pizza that I ate totally by myself today. It's been a good day with Zeeks and Single Hill, and we're just so excited about this. So drink Lateral IPA. Get your pizza from
also one other thing. Besides all Zeek's locations, and I think in probably about a week or so, it will be available at a few select bottle shops around the Seattle area. So we will make sure to get that up on our website so that you know where you can go in and get this beer. So,
and that's sipnorthwest.com/lateral-A. And that will take you to, we're constantly updated with locations that are going to be pouring and selling cans, and we're ready to go. We're excited.
Indeed. Yeah.
You better get that second batch in the hopper.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Hey, have a for a drink. We'll come over. All right.
Lateral.
Have a good night,
guys.
Bye.
Guys.
Good night.